used socks and used shoes. It's really actually a pretty big market. So let's go in here and see. Oh, I need to turn my tripod around. Ugh, yikes. Okay. I can adjust it. Oh, no, I still can't. Okay. Ugh. Let's see. Still looks crooked. If I can get it to do right here. Let's reduce this down. If I can get it to do it, there it goes. Oh, it's just extreme or not extreme. Okay, so we go to used socks. Let's see, they got some Poshmark, $20. Etsy, 2017. Poshmark, $10. Poshmark, $35. Poshmark, $45. A sock bundle. Used socks on Etsy. Look at this. How to make money selling used socks. Man, there's so many ads on this page. The sock fetish industry is real and can be very profitable for you. The sock people want you to work out in the gym, mow the lawn, take the dog for a stroll, or simply those you take off after one day's work. Used dirty socks. Look at, they got one right here. Here's pick a few items available for sale on Etsy. These three, no, all six of those are European. Heading home for a long walk in the heat. Who could sell dirty socks for cool dough? Used women's socks. Now, I don't know. I think I looked on Etsy yesterday and looked for used shoes and used socks, and I wouldn't take it. Let me see. See, no results for used socks. Used shoes. Okay, so they've got used shoes. There's some sandals for 25. So some socks are coming up under the used shoe thing. $40. Worn high socks. Wow. How you have come to the right place. These knee-high socks were worn by a good-looking, middle-aged brunette gamer who is also a mom in capital letters. These socks have been worn over 30 hours while gaming, doing chores, in and out of shoes. These socks have been sealed in Ziploc bag, but can wear them longer for extra charge. We will ship in discreet package that looks just like regular mail with a personalized note included. $40. Ships from Newport, Virginia. Seller is Socky Sock. Let's see. $7 to ship. One sale. Let's see if please contact by email. That's interesting. March 2nd, 2022. Please contact by email. One available, it's in one person's cart. Barefoot photo and leaves $10. Two admirers. Oh. Wonder if I could see how long they've been on here. Nothing here yet. Socky socks. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Well, some bad looking sandals right there. Ooh, used horseshoes, $3.50. Let's look up old socks. This sold. It was on last night. It said it sold. So I guess she relisted it. Cost to ship $5.79. Dirty used with socks. So you get the shoes and the socks for $25.48. This is interesting. Hello here. My very nice fragrant white worn socks are sold. To me as a person, I'm a sporty slim U25, whatever that means, blonde and have blue eyes. The socks are new and worn for at least 1 to 4 days at a time just for you. So they smell very much like my feet. I am very active, do a lot of sports, jogging, dancing. The socks are sealed airtight for shipping so the fragrance remains and the hot socks find their way to you and you have your fun. The shipping is discreet. Now here it says again something else. Hello, here are my very nice scented white worn socks for sale. It says the same thing. Twice. Owner of Dirty Feet Socks. Yeah, I saw it yesterday and this morning it showed sold. So she must have relisted the ad. Just has one available at a time and then pops the ad back up. Housewife used socks. $15 quantity. Oh, you can order as many as you want. There's 6. Uh, 4.15 to ship. Anna's sock drawer. Instagram. I didn't know you're allowed to put that on there. For sales. Let's see if she got anything else here. Nope, just that. Canterbury, Connecticut. 6 people have this in their cart. Hey, who's on there? I see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, let's look up. There's 2 people. Let's look up dirty socks. I think that's what it's under because it's not coming up on that other stuff. Like that article said. Yeah, here's some. Dirty socks right here. Come out for the stuff, especially in the dark web. Used socks, used panties. Vice TV even do a documentary on this. You know, it's funny because I knew a girl that on the internet, it was super popular for used panties. She's absolutely gorgeous. And she was selling on a site and they were banning on the site. I can't remember if it was Amazon or eBay or what it was. And they were banning all that used panty stuff. And so, and they get pretty interesting of how used they get to be. From days to things in them. And this one girl, you know, had real classy ads, real classy pictures. And then she also had a website, and I went to the website, and the website was absolutely gorgeous. And it was really neat. She looked like she was about, 24 or something. Really pretty girl. And let me see if I can find her site. It's been a while. So then she had panties that were like up to $700 for one panty. We could find her. I'm not seeing it. Let me go back over here. And so she ooh, yeah, they sell used panties on Etsy, but I don't think they're allowed to. Um she had the most beautiful website. And she I went to the website to the owner or something of it, and she it went to like an Instagram, and then it picked up to this other site that was on a normal thing like Poshmark or something, and uh that went to some shop that sold like pottery and stuff. And then it showed, the owner and then picture of the owner, and it was a lady that was way older who looked like the young girl in the pictures. And I thought, I wonder if that was her years ago or her kid. I kind of thought it was her from years ago. Hey. And so um I thought, man, this chick is using like her really old pictures and she's making bank on selling used panties. And so I was telling a doctor friend of mine, I said, I think I'm going to sell used panties, man, because they're like $100. And he said, no way. And I said, oh, yeah. And God, there's so many. But most of the websites have banned it. Um, so he says, he says, are you kidding me? $100 a panty? I said, yeah. And the more you wear it, the more you get. Yeah, and so I put some on my website on a separate page so that people would just find the internet, but not directly through my website. And so um I think I sold two or something. Um and I was talking to a doctor friend of mine. I said, man, you know how much money is in selling used panties? And he's like, what? And I'm like, well, I mean, I used to sell used shoes on eBay. Thanks, no, I'm an easy hustle. And yeah, put some tuna juice in there, star kissed. um, so anyway, tips to the hips. So anyway, uh, he says $100 a penny. He said, "Look, I got some pennies for you. Where do I sign up?" And I'm like, really? And this guy's a doctor. And I said, well, I'm gonna check it out, and I listed it. I listed some on one of my sites. I don't know, it was Amazon or eBay or something. They banned it, and so I put it on my own website on one single page on the back. Sold a couple. Now I used to sell a lot of used stripper shoes because the managers would throw them away in the trash because all the girls throw broken shoes around the room, and then other girls. And then other girls would um, throw their broken outfits, broken shoes and stuff in a big box in the corner. And then some girls that would come into work didn't have any stuff to wear, and they'd grab stuff out of that box and, be duct taping shoes together and stuff like that so that they could work. And so managers would get tired, the box would get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so sure as heck, I was there and I was like, for real. So I was like, hey, can I have that box of shoes? And they're like, sure. And so I've sold them for years back in the day when I was really hot on eBay. I've sold them for years on there and it put them on auction. And used shoes, I mean, broken, you can't wear them. The straps broke off, wore out, look grody as hell. And it would sell for really, really good money. And I'm talking like $100, $200 for shoes you can't even wear. And so anyway, you don't have to clean them up or anything. And so anyway, it's a real good market. And then I put uh well, there was a guy who used to come in the rows down at Okaloosa Island scratching sniff, I'm telling you. Old dead coochie smell. Used up coochie smell. And so anyway, this guy used to come in the club around 10 o'clock at night, and all the girls would be like running to the dressing room, and they'd be looking up on top of the lockers. They'd be looking in the broken box, and they would grab stockings and shoes and whatever they could come up with and run back downstairs. And this guy would give them, $100 for a pair of shoes. So you got any dancer shoes you want to sell me? And so they'd bring him $100 for a pair of shoes, and then he'd give him extra if he could have your stockings, stockings or socks. And so he would go in there, and this guy had to burn 1,000 or so a night buying that stuff. And it was really funny because he said the guy was kind of straight looking and everything. And I mean, this guy would hang around the club for about an hour or two and just get all kinds of shoes and stockings. And the girls were thrilled because, once they wear their shoes a couple times, dancer shoes only last about 3 months. And it's really a good deal for them to sell a shoe for $100 if they only paid 60 for it, say. Um, And then they just go buy a new pair at the stripper store or whatever costume maker's running or whatever, and they just love that. So it's really funny. So this guy used to come in like clockwork, man, and every girl would be running. They would be selling their friends' shoes, other people's shoes that weren't at work that they had their locker combo, just selling everything. Like, hey, I got some shoes. And I say this guy looks too straight. I said he's running that stuff out on the internet. No doubt. And so because he kept buying more and more and more, and that kept coming back. So I said he's running it on the internet. And there is a business in it. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's just like anything else, like people that are into kinky sex, straight sex, sex at the beach, gay people, straight people. It's just another thing in life. I mean, I had a boyfriend one time that I was engaged to, and he was like, I'm thinking of buying you these cuffs. And yeah, it is. They use panties in the dirty socks and dirty shoes. Yeah. And look, here's some panties here with $100 bill in them. Look. Oh my gosh, right there. So yeah. So I don't know, you guys. Too wild. But yeah, I think my internet's frozen. It looks like it because the page isn't turning. Nope, it's not turning. I wonder why that's doing that. So anyway, yeah, it's really interesting. But you know, it's just a thing, really. I was reading an article last night how a guy in England, um, he my path is definitely to be a millionaire, no doubt. Hey, blue jeans. And I don't know why I got a different thing on my computer right now and it's not picking up. I wondered why that is. I wonder if my internet froze. It's still counting down with the minutes on the live. That is so weird. Look, it's like my screen just froze. The comments are still coming up and there's people on there, but my screen froze. How weird. So anyway, yeah, it's really interesting. Um he really it is so weird. So anyway, you know, I mean it's a interesting thing to get into. I was looking, I don't know why the screen is just stopped. This one girl I was looking at her dirty Jedi socks. $20. But anyway, so this one guy that I was engaged to, man, I learned more and more about Lee as time went by. He he said one day he said, "Oh, I'm gonna get you some little cuffs." I said, "What kind of cuffs?" He says, "Well, you know, uh, these little furry cuffs, and I think they would be neat." And I'm like, "For what?" And he goes, "So I can cuff you down, in bed." I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Yeah, that's really neato." I said, "I don't think so." And yeah, so like people's different strokes for different folks, I guess. But I can't believe the page isn't changing on my thing. Let's see what it does. It's just frozen. It is frozen. That is so weird. I'm on socks right now and it's not picking up the picture. How totally weird. So, I mean, do you see a picture of socks or do you see a picture of panties? Because all that's on my phone is showing panties, and I got a picture of socks on the computer right now. So I don't know. acting goofy. So anyway, a picture of panties. Yeah, that's really weird. Well, I got a picture of socks on the computer right now. How weird. It's just frozen. So, well, if everybody likes to look at panties, then I guess that'll be okay. So anyway, maybe if I zoom it in or zoom it out. You know what? It won't even let me zoom in or zoom out. How weird. Isn't that interesting? So I hope you're doing good tonight, inspirational nomad, my friend. That guy, that was years ago. He's actually deceased now. I'll tell you why we kind of split up. It was really weird. I was engaged to this guy, Lee Embry, and he was originally from Mississippi, and he had supposedly he had I met him. He was in a wheelchair, and he was a really nice looking guy, and he's so sweet. And MS, multiple sclerosis. Supposedly he had multiple sclerosis. And he used to come in all the clubs, and he was a funny character. And he would buy outfits from me for the girls, and then when I would be dancing, he'd buy dances from me, and we'd spend a lot of our time just talking and stuff, and he liked going to the casino, and he wanted me to meet him at the casino. So you always, if you're meeting a customer, you go to a public place, a shopping mall, and or casino or dinner house, and so you you just keep it. You're very careful, and you always alert security and stuff, if to walk you to your car or whatever, just in case there's any danger involved. But you just have to be careful, and you don't promise anything or anything like that at all in any kind of way. You don't want to mislead anybody, and you don't want to get yourself in legal trouble. And since I was never tricked or sold my butt, well, I've never had a problem, so I'm very honest with people. But yeah, so we used to meet at the casino a lot, and he'd pay for the money. He spent huge amounts of money at the casino, and claimed it was his retirement kind of thing from the military. And he's told me he went to school to be a lawyer in Memphis, and then he had to quit when he got MS, which was supposedly a result of being in the Marines and all this kind of thing, and really put me through the ringers. Boy, it was really unreal, because it's like I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And then we, like, when we go visit at his relative's house, like his uh, uh, sister's house, in trying to think of where that was in Mississippi. I can't think of the name of it right now. We'd go out there, and everybody would come out of the house and lift him up in a wheelchair, and carry him over the doorstep, because there was no way for him to get over the doorstep. And so it was a big routine, because it's like 5 people picking up a full metal wheelchair with him in it, trying to get over the front door steps into this beautiful house. And I think it was Hernando, Mississippi, was their house, and they were really nice people. And so, I talked him into buying these really pretty, tassel fringe shoes, dress shoes. I said, I just think those are so classy on a man. And so we went shopping one day. He said, yeah, I'm going to do that. I think you're right. So he bought a couple pairs of those. And he liked the one pair really a lot. He always had those on, and he just looked super classy, And he always dressed real nice. And a real good looking guy. Everybody said, oh, he looks like Superman. And I'm like, he's just a really nice guy. Great smile. Really nice guy. And so, anyway, I think we dated for like a year or two, maybe. And, we were engaged to be married, and we had got a place in Memphis, a beautiful, beautiful, brand new built apartment. While we were waiting to look at some houses, I owned my 2 houses up by Memphis. And he'd been down there a couple times, and then and claiming that he couldn't get in the house, because he has MS and he couldn't walk. So he would stay in his van that the government built for him with all the extras in it. And so one day, when I was picking up his shoes and stuff, the bottom of his shoes were worn. And I was like, that's kind of odd for his shoes to be worn because he doesn't walk. And so I thought it was kind of weird. And then one day I was sitting in the front parlor, and he got up and he walked from the computer to the kitchen to get a drink. And I was like, oh my gosh, hallelujah, miracle. This is amazing. You walked, Lee. And he goes, well, every once in a while I can, but I have to be careful because I'll fall down and bust my face. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, thanks so much. Well, you know what's weird? The YouTube page is frozen, and it's not showing what's on the computer. Let's see if we can reverse it and pull it a different way. It won't even reverse. It won't even flip the camera. Wow, that is so weird. So anyway, there it goes. Oh my gosh. I wonder why it froze like that. So anyway, so this guy, that is so weird. So anyway, this guy, he so anyway, he one day I had come home, and I went and did laundry at the little washateria thing. The rest of the stuff always went to the cleaners. And I was putting stuff away in the dresser, and I found like 4 like naked young boy magazines. Like they really looked young, like about like minors. And I was like, what the hell is this? And so then later, we were taking a bath together, I said, are you, gay, Lee? And he was like, well, I mean, I can go both ways. Okay, so this guy was a Marine, all right? And I said, really? And I said, I mean, have you ever had a gay boyfriend? He said, well, yeah. And I was like, oh, and so, like I'm freaking out because, AIDS, when that came out, was a really big, hairy deal. And it's like, death do your part. So you have to be really careful who you're around. If they're like doing everybody in the world, or, a lot of the AIDS is very common in the gay community too. That's a very prominent thing. I have a very good friend of mine that was gay that died because their partner had AIDS and didn't tell them. And he was really a great, great guy, or girl, I should say. Terry was our hairdresser at Platinum, Memphis. And so anyway, I was like, wow. And I'm like, do you suck like, and he goes, yeah, I've done that. And I said, what do you think about that? And he goes, well, take it or leave it. It's all right. I was like, oh. Then I was out of town running costumes in Huntsville. And one of the girls called me on my phone back when those phones were like, we had beepers and we had phones that you paid by the minute. And it was track phone. And it was like $200 for, a card with like 40 minutes on it. With track phone, it was ridiculous. And the girl said, hey, when you get back to Memphis, I need to see you at the Gold Club. And I said, well, all right. I said, everything okay? Yeah. I just have something important to let you know about. I'm like, okay. So I got done with my run down to Huntsville, and every time I called Lee, he was acting weird, and then he would scream at me. I had a pair of boots that were stolen, some thigh-high boots, and I had brought lots of shoes and boots with me to run. And he screamed to high heaven, you effing dummy, you da 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 da. And I'm like, what is the matter with you? I said, I make plenty of money. I said, you know, I mean, we bought the boots for like, he fronted the bill. He put out like $2,000 for shoes and boots one day in Memphis. We bought out a store and got a really good deal on him. He's like, we'll just buy them all. I'm like, okay. And then, I was to pay him back. So anyway, I was like, hell, it's nothing. Only paid like $15 for the boots, and, sell them for 110 or something like that. And they were totally stolen. It was ridiculous. I mean, stolen to where a girl tried them on, went in the bathroom, handed them through the bathroom window outside the club to her boyfriend, and they're gone. That was actually what really happened to them. And then she disappeared too. And so anyway, uh Lee was acting real funny. So when I got back in town, I went to Gold Club, went to go run costumes up there, and my good friend I'd known for several years had danced with her and sold her costumes. She says, hey, she says, Lee called me, for some weed, which he claimed he had a prescription from California for his MS to smoke weed. And I told him, well, it's not legal in Memphis. You need to go to a doctor and have it switched. And he claimed he was going to the VA in Memphis and all this stuff. And I think it was all lies. And so, anyway, this one girl at the club, would sell him weed, I guess. And she said that she got a call from him to go bring him some weed, and he orders it in cheeseburgers on the phone. I need cheeseburgers or plain burgers. It's some kind of translation of, what kind of weed or something, I don't know. And so she went and brought it to the house, and she said there was a girl there with like 4 kids, and they were smoking weed, with and we're giving it to the kids too. And just selling PlayStation and dealing with those shitty people in marketplace. Oh man, that's so scary. They're really bad. You should list it on Etsy. Um, but anyway, so uh I said, really? And I said, it's kind of strange. I'm trying to think of who has a bunch of kids that we know. So she was like, the youngest kid was like 3 years old or something, and they were like handed a joint to the young kids, and mostly boys. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound like Lee. I can't imagine him doing that. Why would anybody be doing drugs around minors? And he knows not to smoke it around me. I want nothing to do with it. And I don't want it in the car. He lit up a joint like twice driving in the van. And he had a hand control van that was built by the government. Yeah. And I said, look, don't be doing any drugs around me. I don't like the smell of it. I wear Chanel. That cologne is way too expensive to jack it up with weed smell. And you shouldn't be like doing drugs while you're driving. That's just not good. And so anyway, uh I was real concerned. And so um I went when I went home, um he was like just ballistic. Just ballistic. And uh I'm like, what is the matter with you? And he always claimed that was part of the illness, was being cranky or, you know, jerking. Like he would go through these big motions of like jerking and like holding on to stuff. Like we were in a hotel one time and he yanked the whole bedboard off the wall that was bolted in. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get $1,000 bill. Plus everybody's going to call. Police are going to show up. And, claimed it was the MS kicking. And so, and said it was just part of the illness and all that. So all this stuff is like adding up. So I asked him, I said, well, who do you know with a bunch of kids? And he goes, what do you mean? So I was just wondering, who do you know that has like 4 or 5 kids? Oh, I know this girl that I used to go to college with in law school in Memphis, and she's really poor, and her husband died, and she was left with a lot of kids. And I said, oh, okay. Now he loves kids, and he wanted kids, and I was pregnant by him once and then lost it. I guess I should say thank God. And so then uh I was working I had to go up Mark, Tennessee, dress and entertain us up there. Came back, and I mean, we were on the phone all the time when I was, you know, at work. Sometimes he would go with me, sometimes he wouldn't. He liked staying at home playing on the computer. And so, anyway, um, and we had a beautiful place. I mean, my name was on the lease, everything. And we were going to move my daughter in there and all that stuff. It was kind of a big, long ordeal. But anyway, so one time I came home and there was a guy sitting on the couch with his shoes off. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And he wouldn't say a word. It's not like when I walked in the door, hey, this is my buddy or anything. I sat in the front parlor and this guy didn't say like a freaking word for like 2 hours. Just sat on the couch and Lee was busy on the computer. Because he used to like, chat rooms and all that stuff. It was the big thing that had come out when you could go on the computer and go to these chat rooms and talk to people and all that stuff. So he just loved computer and stereo with really good music. And he loved to go to casinos. And so anyway, it was just kind of weird, and I was kind of creeped out. I thought, God, I wonder if this guy's gay, because after I found those gay magazines in the dresser. So then I did a trip. I went down to Huntsville, and my Camaro broke down. A 77 red Camaro broke down, and left it in one of my boss's house. He said it was no problem, leave it as long as you like. Got it up. So I bought, in my travels, I was taking taxi all over town. This is how much money I made. I could take a taxi all over the town to each club and run costumes. Yep. And so I passed one of the car lots down across from Visions Club on University Drive, and I saw this Camaro out front. No, Firebird, red Firebird. And so I went over and talked to them and said, what do you want for that Firebird? They said it was like $400 or $600 or something. It had Mississippi tags on it. And I said, well, what's wrong with it? And they said, well, needs tires and probably a tune-up. And I said, nothing else? And they're like, nope. And I said, well, hell, I'll buy it. So I bought it right that minute. Drove it with the tags. And so I went back to Memphis in this car. It had a 4-cylinder in it, so it didn't burn any gas. It was like $20 to go to Huntsville from Memphis. It was amazing. So when I got back home, I thought, I'm going to take this car and drive it to California and give it to Mom Layton as a gift so she could have a really neat, fancy car one time in her life. And this is a lady that was like a second mom to me. And I thought that would just blow her mind if I took that, back to California and gave it to her as a gift. And so, anyway, as soon as I got home, Lee come out to look at that car and started screaming at me. Why did you buy that goddamn car? It's got too many miles on it. I said, who cares? I didn't pay anything for it. And I said, hell, I was paying a ton in taxis, So anyway, so he says, hey, just went ballistic. So then, when I went in the house, there was this girl with like 4 or 5 kids there. He said, this is my friend from Mississippi. I said, oh, that's nice. Hi, how you doing? It was kind of weird. And it was like they had moved in. Because her clothes were like laying in the bathroom on the counter. And, I mean, it was just really weird. The bed's used. I mean, and the house was all trashy with, food and dirty dishes and, pizza boxes and stuff. And it was like, and I'm just like, these people have been here like more than an hour, like days, And so then, I went outside to the car and he was out there screaming at me out there in his wheelchair and going crazy. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? He goes, you're so stupid. You bought that car. Da, 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 da. I says, my money. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I thought, well, hell, you know what? This is bullcrap. The girl was right. What she told me was true about the girl and those kids being over there, and I am not going to have anything to do with illegal crap like this weed smoking with children and stuff like that. And the house did smell like weed when I went in there, and I was not happy about that. And so uh, I left and told him I was going back to my house and I would be back. I came back a day later. I thought I better get my stuff out of there immediately because I don't want to go to jail because he's smoking weed with those kids and junk. So I went up there early in the morning, and man, you know what? All these suckers were passed out all over the house. I went through there, started grabbing stuff up, and starting to get some of my stuff to try it because I had everything. I had moved so much stuff up there, and then I came back another time, and he refused to let me in the house or have any of my stuff. And I was like, "Why?" I said, "I'm not. I don't want nothing to do with this." And I said, "I don't know what's going on here, but I want nothing to do with it." And so he refused to give my stuff. I called the sheriffs, and the Memphis sheriffs come out, and they were like, "Well, we can't do anything." He says, "You're not on lease." I said, "Yes, I am. We got this apartment when they first built this, and we both went in together, signed the lease. My name's on the lease, even my daughter's name on the lease, and she's never even lived here." And so anyway, went up to the leasing department and talked to the ladies there because I knew them really well, and I used to swim in the pool all the time. And they knew me real well, and I said, I need you to show the sheriff's the lease with my name on it. She said, "Well, we don't have a lease with your name on it." I'm like, "Excuse me?" So you got to watch what you do in life because people will screw you over. And so I'm like going, "What the hell?" And I wanted the rest of my stuff. I had a sewing machine there. I had clothes that I was sewing because we had, the other room. I had put my sewing stuff in there, and we were gonna go buy some furniture for my daughter to put, bed in there and everything. And so anyway, this was just really weird. So I couldn't go back in the house. The sheriffs would not let me in there to get my stuff. I said, "Just stay here while I get my things. They're mine." Because I don't know what's going on here. And I said, "Honestly, my problem is that he's smoking weed around children. I don't condone any drugs. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And I want out of this picture. So I want my things out of that house. I am done. I have my own house, and it's 10 times bigger than this." And that was another thing he had said to me. "Well, when we get married, you're going to sell your house, your big house." I had two houses on one lot. And I said, "No, why? Why would I want to sell my house? I mean, I bought it for my daughter." And so anyway, he was kind of pissed about that. And so anyway, I never did get the rest of my stuff back. Um, I had some mail coming up there, and I did go a few times to check the mail, and then there was like a wedding certificate or something in the PO box. I mean, in the box. And I just like shut the door and went, "Man, I'm so done." So you never know about people. You really, really, really never know. But it really hurt me a lot. Um, yeah, it's just such is life, but weird, just weird. Um, but yeah, that guy was like, "I'm gonna buy this swinging chair," and he showed me a picture of it on a computer for you. One day he showed me. He's like, "This is really cool," and I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "So we can do it." And I said, "You can't even hang stuff like that in a rental apartment." I said, "That's just kind of weird." He's like, "Oh no, it's really great." And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just not that kinky." So I don't know. you know. Um, but yeah, so you never know what you go through in life. Crap is weird. But yeah, so I just don't know. I guess nothing much surprises me anymore in this day and age. But anyway, here's some dirty used socks for $20. And let's see, this one I'll let in the description, all it says is smells nice, worn for 2 days. Shipping is $337, $20. So, yeah, me too. I'm sorry about it too. That's how dumb I am. Oh, and by the way, it turned out that he was a faker with the MS, and it was just a scam to make money. And then I found it on the internet that he had died just like a few years ago. And then the girl was left behind with all those kids, and then which I guess are grown up, I know. And none of them went to school. And it was really weird. And so and I wasn't out for that either. Uh Especially with her from being from Mississippi, and then uh being up in Memphis with all those children. I thought there was something wrong with that picture. But she had done something on Facebook that said she needed money for his funeral, and I'm like, bullcrap, because when his parents passed away, they left a ton of money. His sister passed away. His sister, who was born with a melon head, has been in a mental health facility all her entire life, passed away. And I'm sure he inherited all that stuff, especially from his dad. His dad had a ton of money, and from what Lee claimed. And his dad is a great guy, really great guy. And his mom was kind of kooky, and I knew his mom real well. And his other sister was kind of okay, um, but strange setup. But this girl put on there that uh, she needed money for his funeral, which I found to be bullcrap because he was a Marine, and the military should have paid for that for free. Two, unless he was thrown out. But he was scamming the government big time for thousands of dollars. I think he got like $7,000 a month, claiming that the MS was something that was derived from being a Marine. And then he studied to be a lawyer at Memphis U or whatever it is, and then said he couldn't be a lawyer because he got MS, which that's a lie. Because there was a guy in a lung machine that's been a lawyer all his life, and he never comes out of the machine. So anyway, and he just recently died. Paul, I think his name was Paul Alexander. So anyway, um, uh, the thing is that I found it really strange for her to think that people should be giving her money on Facebook for his funeral, because also the state will pay for it too. If you don't claim the body, the state apparently pays for it. And I'm sure he had some kind of insurance. I don't know. Maybe he got so far out on the drugs that he wiped everything out. I don't know what happened. But uh I don't know. But that was really strange. And then I thought I saw his old van with a girl driving it recently in Destin. I'd swear that was Lee's van. And his girl name was Teresa. So I don't know. But yeah, real strange. But yeah, you never know what to expect. But anyway, so we're looking at interesting things on the computer of how people make money. So this was sold yesterday because I saw this morning it was sold, and then it's been relisted. This dirty used with socks and housewife socks, used worn ankle socks at $20.96 from Oh So Sweetheart. Worn down dirty ankle socks, years of love and wear. Maybe time for some new love. $13.97 to ship, ready to ship in 1 to 2 business days. $20.96. Wow, that's some pretty good money. 0 shop reviews. Ships from the United Kingdom, so that's out of England. Probably. Let's see what else we got here. 28, 11, 12, 23, 25. Here's one. Pretty Smells Boutique. Ooh, those socks look rough. Shipping, $5.59. Well, I want to tell you, shipping is so expensive now, it's not even funny. This one's women's homemade socks. Custom orders available. Great smells. Please message me with any questions. 5 days of use. $25. Selling fast. Only 10 left. One person has it in their cart. No reviews. Sometimes you can see how many items they've sold. Uh-oh. And it claims it's a girl, but look, over here, it says Brian. So, it looks like a dude selling them. See, you have to watch that. I saw one, which let me see if it's still on there. That looked like a dude's feet, for real. $20. Construction worn socks. 30 hours wear. Tights. Here's one. Look at this. Tessa socks and stuff. $49.66. Ankle socks number 1. Do you believe we're looking at all this? Okay, so like they only have one picture. No ratings. Cost to ship free. $49.96. Only one available. Description. A pair of my lovely ankle socks worn for 7 days. They have an earthy, sweet smell. Sealed and delivered. Each pair comes with custom pictures and some direct chat. That's kind of scary. Ships from Canada. Owner Tessa's Oxen Stuff. Tessa Hot Feet is the name. See, one available and it's in one person's cart. One admirer. Doesn't say how many things they sold. Might be a brand new shop. Here's one. Puma socks worn, size 38. That's European sizing. $34.76. Free shipping. Sounds like it's coming from Europe. Ships from Germany. JJ, owner of JJ Socks and Company, and has a male picture. Sounds like a dude to me. 0 sales, 0 admirers. Yeah, because, dude, that's like, insanely money. For some reason, it looks like a man's foot and a girl's foot. I don't know. Those are definitely some creepy toenails, though. Saki socks. I was looking at this one. $40. And all it says is handmade. Oh, no. Here's description. Shipping is $7. Hi, you have come to the right place. These knee-high cotton socks were worn by a good-looking middle-aged brunette gamer who's also a mom. Oh, I think we did these earlier. These socks have been worn 30 hours, gaming, chores, in and out of shoes. Sealed in a Ziploc bag, but can wear them longer for an extra charge. They're sure pretty clean. They had one that they were standing in like dirt in the socks. There's some, look at that bear, $50,000 for the rainbow bear. You see that? I was telling you about that. Gee whiz. I think those might be scammers. Black used ankle socks, worn white socks. Dirty black socks. Let's see where these are from. These look like Germany or something. One sale. Those are some skanky looking socks. SUS adult sock. Handmade. That's it. Oh, here's the description. That's that same one I read earlier. $5.79 Marley from Dirty Feet Socks. One sale. 6 admirers. 6 people favorite at the shop. Look at this. 12 people have this in their cart. Do you see that? Look. 12 people have this in their cart. 7 people have this in their cart. Man. 25 and 23. I tell you what. It says only one sale. So it must be brand new shop. Isn't that interesting? So, going back to how you make money, they had one thing on a guy that I was reading this morning who spends $300 a month in Europe on used socks. Because it's just his thing. And they met with him and they interviewed him and said, well, why do you buy used socks? He said, because I like them. And then they thought, well, it's not a harmful thing. And if you look it up in decide on the platform, eBay, Etsy, All Things Worn, or Sniffer, or Reddit. Don't make their own sock selling website. Because they don't make their own sock selling website because it's hard to find buyers this way. Probably true. Sophia Gray specializes in selling these type of materials. Foot fetishes in general who looking to satisfy. Membership costs. Charge a fee before you will be allowed to sell used socks. Now, I looked at one website that's just socks, like used socks. And that was interesting. And I looked up to see if it was a fake website. And they said it had really good ratings. Oh, let's see. Tips on becoming a successful seller of used socks. Here are some quick fire tips to help you become a used sock seller. Be active in the community. Don't just be a robot who sells dirty socks and disappears only to be heard from again when the next sale is on. Upload a profile pic and write a bio. List only high quality content, very clear pictures. Fiverr is a good place as it's cheap. Know what the buyer wants before they ask. Learn from your competitors. It may sound like stating the obvious, but whether you are successful selling used socks online or not successful depends largely on you. Ultimately, it's just like any other business venture, which will require hard work, consistency, commitment, and patience to help it grow. Give it your best shot, and you'll find that it is difficult not to succeed. Well, I read this stuff, and I wonder because, and this is on 100 Foot, isn't it funny? I wonder because it's like what was the one where they said you could earn money sleeping on video? I'm trying to think of that site. It's kind of like TikTok, but it's something else. It was signed up for that, and you just sit and talk to people, and they give you gifts all the time. And it's really interesting. I had somebody came in and just tipped me like big time all over the place, and you never get to cash the money in. And this other girl said, "Oh no, it's because you got to turn around and tip other people on the platform." And so I would tip here and there, but it was like I would spend hours and hours on that platform, talking to people, and there were some very nice people on there. But it was sort of like this, but I mean, I never got paid, and I like gave up. I was like, forget it. And they had some problems with having minors on there or something, and so that was real problematic. I'm trying to think of that site. Let's see if I can think of it. How to make money sleeping. They literally had people like going to sleep with a video camera on. And people would make a truckload of money on it. If I can find it. Let's see what's up here. They had a lot of problems with the site, and then they fixed it. But people would literally like be like sleeping on there. It was so weird. Cancel your car insurance. What? Cancel your car insurance. This is scammy here. This is just some goofy stuff that isn't even true. Let's see if they got it here. Nope. Crowdfunding real estate. No. That's not it. And I can't think of that site, but you're live on there. And it took some time for me to get on there. And then when I got on there, it was like so dull. But there were some nice people on there that I talked to and stuff. I was talking to a guy, I think he lived in Canada, and he loved to go fishing. Well, if I could find this site. Affiliate marketing. Okay. Let's see if we can find it. I can't think of the name of it. I totally forgot about it because I haven't messed with it anymore. They had a guy on there that's a DJ. His name is Zeus. And he was kind of mean. You get on there, and if you didn't tip, boy, he just got mad. He would like excommunicate you. Swag bucks. And I don't even understand what swag bucks is. Let's see. Zeus DJ. Let's see. Sound Jam. It was a real big event, but they had trouble with kids, minors being on it. I'm not seeing it. Maybe that thing got shut down. see, this one says anything. Even had girls dancing on there and stuff. It was really wild. Affiliate marketing, YouTube, influencer. I know you guys know the name of that damn site. Freelancer. Become a writer. Fiverr. Side gigs. Flex job. Translation work. Online tutor. Man, I can't believe I can't think of the name of that site. Twitch. It's kind of like Twitch, I guess. But it's not Twitch. And it's real big. Coupon Chief. Find domains. Shopify. Let's see. Software Judge. Indeed Monster. TikTok. These stupid people send me messages and it's after hours. YouTube channel, online course. Man, I don't even see that site on here. It was one of the top sites. I've been on Shopify for 10 days, not one sale yet. I'm interested in drop shipping, but seems so difficult. I wouldn't do it. Created Shopify store in 2 weeks. I would say I love it. What? Hi, are you in need of money? If you are in need, maybe I can help you. First, enter the Play Store and search for Kwai. Download Kwai, make a registration. It may even be with your Google or Facebook account. Upon entering, you need to click the ball with the name Kwai Bonus, then search Get One for the invite code. Then you enter this code. It sounds like somebody just trying to make their cut. Monetize. It's funny because that site was like all over the internet for the longest time. Affiliate marketing. This is not saying a thing. Let's see, what sites pay you? Let's see, that's 12. Gosh, there's all kinds of sites that claiming will pay you. Bunch of writer sites. Okay, so there's nothing there. How can I make $100 a day on the internet? Google AdSense, text links, affiliate marketing, display ads, freelance writing, selling leads, digital products. Text links, freelance writing, This just looks like a spam site. Coaching, selling leads, digital products, online products, online course. This just looks spammy right here. I wanted to shut that site down. What is this? 10 websites that will pay you in 24 hours. Interesting. I think it's not Fiverr, it's something else. I wish the heck I could think of what that place was. Survey thing. So much of that stuff's so fake. My daughter and I used to do this one where you check prices of stuff in stores, and and they were supposed to pay you or something. I don't know if we ever really got paid. I bet that website closed. I sure didn't make any money out of it, that's for sure. I'm not seeing it. See, it's under the Seymour Act. No. 9 social media platforms that pay you for content. Maybe that will be it. Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Instagram never paid me. Twitter never paid me. Spotify, Clubhouse, Facebook, Pinterest. None of those ever paid me. I don't see that site. I bet they're done. They were having a lot of trouble with kids being on it, though. And I know a girl that was like selling sex stuff on there. She's like, yeah, I do real good on there. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Well, I do. WhatsApp, Messenger, YouTube. I don't see it on here at all. So, social media platform. Maybe it'd be into that. I'm not seeing it. I bet they got closed. Let's see, social media. Oh, I know. It's called Live Me. That's what it is. It's called Live Me. I just thought of it. Let's see if it still exists. Live Me. 2022. Live Me is still available. It's a live streaming app that lets you share life with people all around the world. I guess it is. Guess it still exists. That was so dull. I worked so hard. So you do the video and then people tip you. It's kind of like TikTok, but yours works. For TikTok, you have to have like so many people that watch you before they put you on live. Yeah, I did it. It was really interesting, but I never got to cash anything in. It was ridiculous. I spent hours and hours and hours visiting with some really nice people, but never got to cash in nothing. I had one guy come in and tip me a whole bunch of money. I never got any of it. And I was like, how are you supposed to make money? And it looks like the chick plays now. How to be the star you are. Yeah, that was a loser thing. That was a lot of waste of time. And you have to buy props and stuff. And man, we were just like trying to figure it out. We thought we could do really good on it. And we never really got anything out of it. I got tired of it, man. I was putting so much time in. See, they tip you stuff while you're doing your live. But you have to have like, 400,000 coins or something to cash in or something. And only get a little bit of that. But I mean, you go in there, you watch people on there, and they get like, the carousel, which is 1,000 coins, and they get all these really great prizes. The ones that do the best on there is the tarot readers. But I guess these are video clips of actual people that are on Live Me. But you'd be surprised at stuff you watch on there. They have everything from DJs to people doing their art to people playing guitar, people dancing, just all kinds of stuff. I didn't think it still existed, but I'm going to tell you, I didn't make any money out of it at all. And I was working on it every day during, on my days off and stuff. And I just didn't make crap out of it. Like I said, I met some nice people on it, but it wasn't. But, I mean, there were some other people that were making huge money on it. So, and there was people on here that actually, like, they set the camera up and they go to sleep. And people tip them. It's, like, too weird. Amazing. Anyway, I'm going to get off here because I got to get ready to go tonight and night. And tomorrow's another day. I love you guys. I hope you have a great one. Thanks for dropping by. It's been interesting. I think we learned a lot tonight about all kinds of different things. And I'll talk to you later. Love you. Be kind to somebody, and I'll see you in the next one.